Have you ever wondered about the Disney holiday parties you've been hearing about? What is this boo to you thing I hear about? Can you really trick or treat at Walt Disney World? Does it really snow in the Magic Kingdom? We're going to answer these questions and more. Hi, I'm Jim Spangler, the goofy guy, your host, and my goal is to make your Disney vacation planning easier. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Goofy Guy. I am Jim Spangler, the Goofy Guy, your host, and with me is my really good friend, Mandy Corral.
Hello.
Woohoo! This is The Goofy Guy for December, what is it, 14th? I think it's the 14th. I don't know. Schmur's Day, the 14th of December, 2022. I think it is the 14th. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. That's the way my month is going. Okay, that's the way my month has been going so far. And this is episode 145, and we say that in case that you're listening to this in the future, because all the information we're giving you today may be completely wrong by that point. So just be aware of that you might want to find some later episodes if you're looking for, if you're a couple of years down the road. So anyway, how are you doing, Mandy?
I'm doing great. I'm getting very excited because a week from today, I will be in Epcot is where specifically the park, but I'm leaving on Friday afternoon.
Oh, I am so jealous. I'm so jealous. And the parks are so gorgeous during this holiday season.
I have a little backdrop. I have Main Street.
We might be sharing that image later because I have one that looks pretty close to that.
Oh, perfect. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
over the moon. I can't wait.
Very, very good. I'm glad to hear that. And you guys are going to have so much fun. I can hardly wait to hear about it.
And I'm going to get no work done this week. I'm pretty sure all my classes, we're just going to watch movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? You're the theater teacher. You're allowed to do that.
Right. Exactly.
It's all good.
Yeah. Jingle, jingle. Here we come.
Exactly. Exactly. It's all good. Hey, so before we go any further, let's get started with some news.
Yeah.
Because really, we could talk about this for days.
We can.
For absolute days. I don't mean to cut you short, but
no,
really for days.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some news. Just a couple of news items. The first one is that Splash Mountain is closing permanently. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, finally, it's closing permanently on January easy for me to say. Closing permanently on January 23rd, 2023.
Yep.
To bring Tiana in.
We knew she was a coming. We've
did.
been ready for Tiana. I am very excited that it's coming. I am glad I'm going to get to ride one last time.
Yeah, absolutely. The lines have gotten really long.
I looked at the wait times today because I'm crazy, and I've been checking wait times to see when the time is when the wait times are really rough and when they're not. And it was a 15-minute wait.
Really?
On a Sunday.
Wow.
I was very surprised by that. I expected the wait times to be really, really heinous. But
yeah. Oh, no, that's great. Well, and you're going at a lower time, right? Because Thanksgiving crowd is gone and the Christmas crowd hasn't arrived yet.
Sure.
So it's a good time to go. It's a really good time to go. So very good. Well, I'm actually excited about Tiana. I hope that they decide to give us the original story that they had, but I don't think they're going to.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was going to be a lot more fun following Lewis to try to find his trumpet.
Sure.
Than Tiana trying to find this missing ingredient.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I think we talked about this before where I think it's tying into the restaurant because I think they're putting in Tiana's place.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And
I get it.
Centralize it around her. That makes sense to me too.
Yes.
As much as I love Lewis.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and and I'm all about the fact that it's representation that does not exist in the park.
Well, right.
So
and the whole movie, the first Black Princess, she spent the whole movie green.
Yes.
So if you're gonna,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
So if you're gonna make a ride, let's
do it right. Yeah, let's do it right. Let's fix that. Fix that. Yeah. So January 23rd, 2023. If you want to ride it, you better get down there because it will be gone. Our second piece of news is that Bob Iger took over, 3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
And Genie Plus is already changing.
Surprise, surprise. Shock.
It's the first time that I feel like they've listened to people, to their
Yeah,
customers in a
definitely.
long time.
Which is very refreshing.
It's very refreshing, and
Yeah,
it's what should be done, right? As
absolutely.
for things like this, I mean, you're not going to listen to them about a ride. I mean, the ride is what
Sure.
it is, and if people don't
Right,
like it, you're not going to please everybody.
right.
So what they're doing is this is concerning Lightning Lane, which we talked about in a previous episode. Go back and listen to it. It was episode 144. Oh no, 143, because we talked about Genie Plus on 143. It was 2
Right,
episodes ago.
right.
But go back and check that out. But the Lightning Lane, which is where you pay to skip the line, you buy Genie Plus, but then you pay extra money.
Mhm,
It used to be that if you wanted to make a different Lightning Lane reservation, you had to cancel your reservation and
mhm,
then go try to make your second reservation. Well, the
mhm.
trouble is, if you don't get that other reservation, then you don't have any reservation.
Right.
And so people were complaining about that left and right. And so they finally fixed that so
Mhm,
that now if you have a Lightning Lane reservation, but you want to try to get a different one, you can go try to get the different one.
mhm.
And if you get it, then they will cancel your first one.
Right,
So that is the way it should have always been,
right. I mean, it
and
makes
it's
sense.
not like they couldn't do it, Mandy.
Right. No, I mean, I honestly don't know why that was the case in the first place. It almost was, it
Yeah.
felt like it was like they're just trying to like weed out people and try to get people kicked off who don't know the system as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
It's true.
they had that
Yeah,
with
that's
park
true.
pass reservations for a while as well, where you couldn't make your park pass reservation unless you canceled the other park pass
That's
reservation
right.
first,
That's right.
which would make people panic because once you cancel your park pass reservation, what happens if you go to make another one and they're all sold out?
You're done.
Um,
Yeah,
and
you're
so
done.
now you're able to, you just click modify and you could just switch it to whatever's available, which is a good change. So
Right.
they saw it,
Right.
they could do it. So it's good.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's very good. I'm very pleased with it. I think it's definitely the right thing to be doing. So, and I have a last piece of news that you actually already know,
Mhm.
but is not on our script. I have a production company, Goofy Guy Productions. And now that my Goofy Guy network is growing and I'm getting more podcasts, I have a new logo for Goofy Guy Productions. And I'm sorry, everybody that's listening to this, you're not really going to be able to see this. But I want to share it anyway. So Goofy Guy Productions now has its own logo. I'm very excited about it. I think it is so cute.
So cute.
It is so cute. And I'm just really pleased with the way that it turned out.
Mhm.
If you go online, goofyguyproductions.com will be going up pretty soon and you'll be able to see this no problem. But I definitely wanted to share that with everybody that Goofy Guy Productions is actually now like a real thing. It's
Yeah.
always been an LLC, but now it's like
Woo.
really, it's got a
It's
brand.
real, real.
It's got everything. What I just need a theme song now. Anyway, so I thought that would be a fun thing to share with everyone.
Yeah.
So
Yay.
yeah. So let's start talking about holiday parties
Yes.
at Walt Disney World. And when we talk about holiday parties, we are talking about Halloween and Christmas.
Mhm.
And I say Christmas because it really is Christmas.
Right.
But they don't take Christmas as a religion. It's the
No.
secular version of
Sure.
Christmas. And
Right.
I think that's important to point out that
Yes.
they are not saying that that's religiously the right thing. They're just
No.
saying this is the holiday and it fits their characters, it fits their
Mhm.
image, it fits it all. So
Yeah.
anyway, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Now they do have a little something for Easter, but it's like the day of, and it's just that you can get special things and do a couple extra
Yeah.
little, like you can get your picture taken with the Easter bunny.
Right.
But it's not like this.
No.
These are actual parties.
Mhm.
So we're going to dig in here. And the first one we're going to talk about is the Halloween party. And
Mhm.
that is Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I love this party. It is so much fun. I have been countless times. So it happens starting in August and
Mhm.
ends in October. And it's only on select nights. It's like 3 or 4 nights a week. Actually, about 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
And it starts in August. It used to be the end of August, but this year it
Right.
started on August 12th.
Yeah.
which is certainly not the end of August.
Yeah. No.
It certainly is not. And goes through Halloween. Halloween night is the last party. So this is a hard ticket event. Do you want to talk? You want to tell us about what a hard ticket event means?
Sure, absolutely. So a hard ticket is basically where you are required to purchase a separate ticket for this event. However, that does not mean that you are required to purchase an additional ticket to the parks.
That's
All
right.
you need is a ticket for this event specifically. So you can't purchase an event or purchase a ticket to the park for that day and then expect to stay for the party. You need your ticket to that event, which is going to be separate from that park ticket.
Right. That's exactly right. And we're going to talk about the benefits of that here in just a little bit. So they call that a hard ticket. So if you go to Disney and you hear them talking about a hard ticket event, you know what that is. So it is a separate ticket, and the price is between $109 and $199. And I looked, I actually just looked today just to make sure I've got that fact right. Children under 10 actually went from like $99 up to, I don't know what the top price was, but so it's pricey. It is not an inexpensive event to go to.
Nope. But you get a lot included with this.
You do get a lot. So first of all, the park closes early for people that don't have this ticket. So they have to be out of the park. Closes at 6 p.m. for them. And the party starts at 7 p.m. And it runs until midnight.
Right.
Now, that sounds like, oh, that's 5 hours. But actually, you can get more time in because if you have a ticket to this party, you can actually get in the park starting at 4 p.m.
Right.
So what I do.
A whole day. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically a whole day with fewer people. Right. And so what I have traditionally done is I've just not gone to a park that day.
Yep.
And then go to the party at 4 o'clock.
Yep.
And they feed you through like this backstage area and give you your little special bag and your special stuff that you get with it. It's very fun.
Yeah.
And so that is the price, and that is what you get as far as just getting into the park. So just know when you go at 4, the rest of the crowd is still there, right? The day crowd is still there.
Right.
So, and they really kick people out.
Oh,
like, they are not playing.
This is real.
It is real. They are not playing, man. They are not playing.
Yep.
So they give you a little band to put on your wrist, and they check it everywhere.
Yep.
You can't even get past Main Street if you don't have a band.
Yep.
So, which is great. It's great. I would also tell you to go at 4 because between 6 and 7, the park is dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yep.
So go and get on that ride that is a must-do ride that usually has a really long wait because you'll get it on pretty quick.
Yep.
So one of the fun things that they do at this party is that you can trick or treat at this party. There's so much candy. I can't even tell you.
Yeah,
how much candy there is.
I've seen some insane things coming out of that park.
It is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But it's great.
Yeah.
If you're into that, right?
I mean, if you're trick-or-treating in Disney World at the Magic Kingdom, you better hope you're going to walk away with a ridiculously unhealthy amount of candy.
You do. And here's the thing. So you can go through and they have trick-or-treat places all over the park, literally all over the park. You can go through the line and get candy, and then you can get right back in line and go back. They don't police that. They don't care. They want you to have as much as you want.
Of course. Yeah.
And the great thing that they do also is that if you have a diabetic in your group or you have somebody that can't have some of those sweets, they do have separate trick-or-treat locations that don't have candy in them. And actually, they're really good.
Yeah.
Like, I always go through it just because they've got really good stuff in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So just know that your child or you, for me, it would be me, can still get some trick-or-treating in and have a good time with that. If they are diabetic or if they're for some other reason they can't have it. Yeah. So just know that's exciting. You can wear costumes to this. I love that. I always go in costume to this. I not fancy costumes, like very subtle.
Sure, sure,
Just
sure.
it's a little more Disney bounding than it is costume.
You don't do like full Gaston, like
I
muscle
do
shirt,
not. I would
like
have to do full LeFou. Let's be real. It would be full on LeFou. So
that would be
anyway,
flawless though too. Let's be
oh,
real.
it would be so much fun. That's
Hilarious.
that's one of the parts I would love to play.
Oh,
I
you'd be great.
I
You'd
would
be
love
great.
to play that part. Yeah. I'm short and round. I'm perfect. So you can wear costumes. Now there are some rules. One of
Yeah,
the big rules is that the adults cannot wear a mask that covers their face.
right.
That and the fact you can wear a cape, but
Mhm.
it cannot touch the ground.
Yes.
Those are two really big rules, and
Mhm.
they are strict about it.
Yep.
The other thing is you can't dress up. Another big one is you can't dress up in such a way that it might fool a guest that you are a Disney princess or one
Right.
of the
You're
Disney
a face
characters.
character. Yeah. Yeah,
Right,
for
right. So
sure.
you have to be careful with that too. It doesn't mean you can't dress up like Cinderella. You just have to make sure it's not what they're wearing at
It's
the party, that you
almost
don't
it's
look like it.
almost like, well, and it's hard now too because some cosplayers now are so talented. And
Oh,
I mean, some of them, they will walk into the park and look better than
yes.
the characters
Yeah,
that were for Disney. So I have
yeah,
seen videos of cosplayers getting asked to leave or getting asked to like remove parts of their costume because they look
right.
so authentic.
Yeah. As soon as somebody comes up and asks to have a picture with you, you're done.
Right.
Because what you don't know is that security is everywhere and
Oh,
cameras are everywhere, and they swoop in.
they're watching
They
all of that
all of it. They swoop
right
in.
like that.
Yeah, yeah. I always laugh when people are like, "How they kick somebody out and they ban them from the park? How do they know?" Well, first of all, they have really sophisticated facial technology,
Oh,
facial recognition technology that they
yes.
actually gave to the government.
The
And
mouse is always watching. Always. You
always,
can't get away with
always.
anything.
Nope. Can't get away with anything. So anyway, be sure there is a guide online if you buy these tickets. So please make sure
Mhm.
that you look at that guide to make sure that you are within the limits of
Mhm.
the party so that you don't get
Mhm.
kicked out.
Mhm.
Um, my favorite parade is
Mm.
at this party. It's the
Mm.
Boo to You, Mickey's Boo to You parade.
Boo to you.
It
I
is
love
so good. Yeah, for those of you that can't see us, we were just dancing a little bit to Boo to You.
yes.
It is so good, and
Yes.
you can tell that the cast members that are doing it love
They
that
sell it.
parade.
They
Oh, they are
sell the Gravediggers,
oh my god.
the best thing ever.
They
It's
are
so good.
so committed, and it
Yes.
is so great to
Yes.
see. Every year, I, will watch it.
Yeah.
Now, here's a hint. Here's an insider's hint. It's on 2 times. They run it twice a night
Mhm.
at the party. Go
Mhm.
to the second one.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
The first one will be packed, and it's
Mhm.
very hard to find a place to sit. So
Mhm.
during that one, go ride a ride or 2,
Yep.
and then make sure that you catch the second one, which is after the fireworks.
Yep.
And everybody's heading out of the park anyway, so
Yeah.
it's great. But I love it, and my favorite place to watch it is like um right in front of the horseshoe.
Mhm. Yep.
That area, that western area is just so good to
Yeah.
watch it in because it kind of fits,
Yeah.
right?
It's
It's
very
kind
like aesthetically it really goes
yeah, it
with
really
it.
works really
Mhm.
well there. But
Love
it
that.
is great, and if you go early, you might get to see the Headless Horseman
Mhm.
ride, which
Oh,
is a
that's
lot of fun
right.
too. Yeah, which is a lot
Ooh.
of fun too. So
Mm.
make sure you catch that. And then there's also we talked about it a little bit just now. We have the not so spooky spectacular fireworks show.
Mhm.
Um, this fireworks show is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. They actually at the end are shooting off fireworks all around you. It is
So cool.
incredible. It
So
is so cool. And it starts the new one starts off with an amazing puppet of Jack Skellington.
Mhm. Oh,
It's
it
so good.
is so mind-blowingly cool.
Yeah,
The
it
first
is
time I saw it, I was like, "How?
yeah,
How
what is going on?
what is
What is
happening?" Yeah.
yeah,
So
it is
cool.
so cool. So make sure that you see that, and make sure and really, I would say be in front of the castle for that if you can be, just
Mhm.
to get the full effect
Yeah.
of everything around you. It is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. So make sure you catch that. And then the last big thing that they do at that one that's different than the other one is that they have the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular.
Mm.
And Mandy, who are the stars of the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular?
Of course, Queens, the Sanderson sisters.
Of
Led
course.
by our Lord and Savior, Winifred Sanderson.
Okay, if you haven't quite figured it out, she likes the Sanderson sisters a little bit.
I am like the most diehard Hocus Pocus
She's
fan.
obsessed.
I
She's totally obsessed.
I love Hocus Pocus. Particularly Winifred Sanderson. I don't know if it's because I'm obsessed with Bette Midler, which is very true, or if it's just because I've loved those characters. I've loved that movie since I was a little kid, but
I
man,
love that. I
one of
love
my
it.
favorite shows.
Absolutely.
So good.
Absolutely. And so there are, and we're going to talk about similarities between the two parties towards the end, because I think we need to get just what's different.
Mhm.
So that's really all the differences. Now you can see like they have dance parties and stuff, but like make
Mhm.
sure that you see the Cadaver Dans, which is the Dapper
Mhm.
Dans
Yes.
barbershop quartet.
Oh,
They are so much fun.
so
So fun. And the best time to see them is actually before the parade.
fun.
So they're great fun. And you
Mhm.
get to, it's just a fun time.
Yeah.
And if you see, so they have this like orange pumpkin looking thing that shows you where all the trick or treats are.
Mhm.
Here's another secret. You'll see people walking around wearing that like a costume. Go
Yes.
up to them and say trick or treat because they might have something special for you. You didn't hear that from me.
Who knows?
I'm just, who knows? They might have something special. I did that. First time I did that, I was like, I go, I want to say trick or treat to you. And she goes, do. And I go, trick or treat. She goes, whoop. So, and it's a good one. It's a
I
good
love
one
that.
if you catch those. So yeah, it's so much fun because nobody knows, right? She's just
Right.
walking around and
Right.
nobody knows.
That's awesome.
So it's a lot of fun. All right. So that's pretty much it for the Halloween party. That's the big hitters for that
Mhm.
one. Let's talk about the Christmas party.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Can't
Uh,
wait.
s- yeah, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I put up a picture of the castle with the lights on it because that's my
Mhm.
favorite.
Mhm.
I like that so much better than what they're doing now. And what they're doing now is cool, but
Yeah.
it's projection mapping, and I wish they'd put the lights back up on it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, it runs from November through December.
Mhm.
This year in 2022, the last party is actually on December 22nd.
Right.
Now, you might be asking, why don't they have a party on December 25th? There's a really good reason. The park is packed,
It's
beyond packed.
it's like not even real. Like
It's
truly
insane. They
insane.
actually turn people away.
Mhm.
They turn people away. You can't
Yeah.
get in.
Right.
So, and they have different levels of that.
Mhm.
So like they may start turning away cars, but people that have hotel reservations that are living that are staying on property, they might be living on property. I don't know.
Mhm.
Who knows? Can still get in, but there are levels
Right.
to how they cut that off.
Mhm.
So just be aware that day is so busy. So that's why they don't do it that day because they just can't.
Right.
Can you imagine trying to herd all those people out?
I mean, as it is, I feel like as it gets closer and closer to Christmas, it gets more and more insane anyway.
It
And
does.
I can't imagine just
Yeah,
if you are somebody that ends up going on Christmas, by the way, just give those cast members some grace and patience
absolutely.
because
Kindness. Oh, be
what
kind.
they do and what they have to put up with, I mean, just that job is hard as it is.
It is. And you might think it's easy, but it is not.
And imagine spending your Christmas day doing that on
That's
top of
right.
all of that, right?
That's
So
right.
that's always what I think about with days like that. It's just like, please just
Yep.
everybody be kind to one
Take
another.
a breath. Take a breath and
We're
thank
in
them.
this
Thank all of
magical
them for
center. Let's keep it that way.
thank all of them for being there on
Yes.
Christmas. So anyway, November to December,
Mhm.
now that we've gushed all over the cast members,
Yes.
which we could do that all the time because
All
they're
the
really
time.
the ones that make the magic.
All
So
day, every day. Yep.
this is also a hard ticket event. We talked about
Mhm.
that with the other one, which means that you can get in at 4 p.m., but the party
Mhm.
actually starts at 7 p.m. So
Mhm.
it's the same thing. Tickets for this are a little bit more expensive. They
Mhm.
run from $149 to $199. Um, I'll be honest with you, Mandy. I am not paying $199.
No.
I'm
The
not.
earlier, if you are going to plan a trip around Christmas, you need to start planning like months, like summer,
Oh,
like
at
June
least,
at
at
least,
least.
like no later than that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And if you plan, then you may not get anything. You may not find
honestly,
anything.
I
Yeah.
mean, well, we planned our trip in June. So we planned our trip starting in June and right, June, Steve?
6 months is really pushing it. I say that's the limit, right?
Yeah, and it was fine. We,
Yeah.
because it was our reservations were fine because that 60-day out limit. There were like, it was no big deal. The tickets for the party don't go on sale until after that. So it's like we couldn't even get tickets to the party either way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it was fine. But
Yeah.
if you push it any later than that, that's when you're going to see those ticket prices start skyrocketing. That's when you're going to start seeing those tickets selling out. You're not going to be able to get into the parties, and
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to get reservations. It is the craziest time of year to
Yeah,
book.
it is absolutely the craziest time of year.
Yeah.
Take your visits to the mall, to your
Mhm.
local mall, and amplify it by about 100.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's like.
Yeah.
So, one of the good things at this party is that there are complimentary cookies and cocoa,
Yay.
and you can have as much as you want.
Yep.
Now, it's not trick or treating. You're not
No.
getting a big bag of candy,
Right.
but at the party, you can have as much cookies and cocoa as your
Mhm.
little heart desires.
And it's
Uh,
good.
yeah, it is really
Good.
good. The
It's
cocoa is
really
really
good.
good.
Really
It's
good.
the cocoa
It's
is like
it's not like, like watered down like gas station hot cocoa. Like it's like
no, it's
really
not let's make a quick Nestle hot chocolate with
right.
water, right? Let's
Yeah.
zap it in the microwave. No, it's
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah, it's
It's
good.
really good stuff. So it's really rich.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really nice. Um, so those are complimentary cookies and cocoa. They are throughout the park. There are different
Mhm.
places in each of the lands of the park.
Mhm.
There is Mickey's Most Merriest. I I I mean, who wrote this name? Somebody teach them some grammar. Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration Stage Show.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's when Mickey and the gang they have a stage show, and that runs several times
Mhm.
throughout the evening. And it's popular, just like the Sanderson sisters.
Yep.
Not quite as popular as the Sanderson sisters, but it's
Yeah.
still really popular.
Yeah.
Then they have the Once Upon a Time Christmas Parade.
Yes.
Now I've only ever seen this in video.
Mhm.
And so I'm excited for Mandy to tell me about it when
Yes.
she gets back.
Oh, yes. I
Um, I
You'll be
don't
seeing the later show.
Yes, go to the second one, go to
Second
the
show.
second parade, and, uh, it's fun. It's very traditional Christmas.
Yes. Tin soldiers, like
Yeah.
Santa Claus, the whole shebang.
Dickens outfits from the
Yep.
Dickensian era. I mean, it's the whole 9 yards,
Yep.
right? Um, so just know that when you go in it. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No,
That's just you just need to know that when you
it's
go
just
into it.
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. But
It's like
when you
Christmas.
go to the very Merry Christmas party, I feel like that expectation is gonna be
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So it's a lot of fun.
yeah.
Um, then you have Minnie's Wonderful Time Christmas Fireworks,
Mhm.
which is another great fireworks display that they do. So make sure that you see that. They only do one show of that each night, just like
Mhm.
the Halloween party, just like any other night. They don't do
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
So be aware of that. And here's something that they do that's really cool.
Mhm.
It snows on Main Street
Ah, it's the
in
most
Florida.
I saw that I went to the very Merry Christmas party when I was like 6 years old. And I don't know if they still do this. In fact, I don't think they do because I feel like I would hear about it more. But when I was little, you would go up because it was before the stage show, and you would go up and they had all of the princesses with their carriages in their Christmas,
No way.
and you could just go
Oh,
up. And I remember I walked up those stairs and I saw all of the princesses standing there in their Christmas outfits. And it started to snow like around the castle.
Oh,
And when I tell
wow.
you, 6-year-old me burst into tears because I truly to this day, I don't think I've been happier. Like
You just gave me chills. You just gave
that
me chills.
I was like, I like literally I started crying. Mom was like, "Are you?" I was like, "This is so cool!" Like I was completely beside myself. My mom had to like bring me up to Aurora, and I remember Aurora had to
Oh,
like calm me down because I was
oh,
so
that's so great.
overwhelmed. There is a video somewhere of
I'm
like
sure
that
there
I took
is.
with a camcorder of me like like completely overwhelmed talking to Sleep Beauty. Like I was.
That is so great. So have you seen the video on YouTube of the little girl that dresses up as the evil queen
Oh
and
yes.
goes to the evil queen, and the evil queen then parades her around the park,
Yes.
walks with her, leaves her spot that she's getting
Yes.
pictures taken, and
Yes.
walks all over the park and is like,
Mhm.
bow down to the
Yeah, it's
doesn't
so
she look
good.
marvelous? It's so good.
It's
It
so
is
good.
so good. Yeah, it's
It's so,
really
so
good.
good.
Be sure you check that out.
Yeah.
So cute. And she has lots of other things. That little girl dresses up in everything. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So great. Whoever's making those costumes they're just brilliant.
Oh god, they're
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about what's the same between all of these parties,
Mhm.
because there are some aspects that are the same.
Yeah.
First of all, both parties have special commemorative items that you can buy.
Mhm.
Um, you can, t-shirts and pins and
Mhm.
hats and, bags and almost anything like that that you can think of that you can buy
Mhm.
that will say the party and then the year that the
Mhm.
party was, right?
Yeah.
So that is something that you can do, is you can buy commemorative items. Now at the Christmas party, they do give you an ornament
Mhm.
and a poster.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, I think they give that to you when you leave. I'm not
Yeah,
positive.
I don't know.
You're gonna find out.
I will.
You're gonna find out. So that is something different that they do, and I think that's partially because they're not giving away all that candy, and so they're
Right.
like, well, we have to do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but commemorative stuff, and the commemorative stuff is usually really cool.
Mhm.
It's usually really good. They do a
Yeah.
really good job with it. I have many Halloween party shirts.
Yeah.
Many. They both have photo opportunities with characters that you normally would not get photos with.
Right.
So if you want to get a photo with the Seven Dwarfs, though, just expect to spend the whole party in line.
Really?
And you may not, yeah, and you may
The
not even
7
get a picture.
dwarfs?
It's every party. It
Why?
is usually at least a 4 or 5 hour wait to get your picture taken with the Seven Dwarfs,
That is
because you
so
never see them, because they're so
see,
rare.
that's so funny because I feel like when I was little, I they were the most common. I think I have about
So
50 pictures with the 7
So
dwarfs.
here's the difference between when you were little and went and today. When you
Yeah.
were little and when I was little, the characters actually walked around the park.
Right. Right,
They
right,
were
right, right,
not in one location
right.
for you to
Very
go
true.
visit. So they were much more accessible, much,
Yeah.
and they were much more diverse
Right.
at that point. But
And there
now
was
they're
less. Honestly, there were less characters, and so
that's
they
right.
brought out the older characters more frequently.
That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. So make sure that you get some fun character photos. The Halloween party and the Christmas party have different characters,
Mhm.
so they're not all the same. So there are some really good ones that you can get. So be
Yeah.
sure you do that if you like character pictures. I
Mhm.
personally love them. So
Yeah.
give me a character picture. Uh, and when you do, go up and have something fun to ask them.
Always.
Always have something fun to ask them,
Mhm.
and not like, you know, are you hot? Are you none of that? Like, be
Yeah. So
creative.
keep
Be
it
creative.
fun, keep it, like,
Yeah.
interesting, like, and
And
also
having to do with their character.
and not is that like, what's your real hair color under that wig?
Yeah.
Or, like,
Or why can't
something
you
like that.
talk? Or what,
Right.
come on. It's so there are but ask really good questions. I've told this story. If I've told it once, I've told it 100 times. My daughter, when we went to Cinderella's castle for breakfast, um, Cinderella greets you at the bottom before you
Mhm.
go up into the dining room,
Yep.
and she asked Cinderella how many dresses she had.
Oh.
Oh my God, Cinderella was so excited to talk about her dresses.
Of course she was.
So that was a great question. That's what we're
Love
talking
that.
about, right? So do that. And they both have exclusive treats that you can buy. So snacks that you can buy. Now, they're not free, unfortunately, but they do have exclusive treats. Now, if you are a popcorn person, they usually have a flavor of popcorn specifically to the party, and they usually have a popcorn bucket that is specific to the party. Like I got one year of Oogie Boogie because you were eating popcorn out of Oogie Boogie's butt, and it just made me laugh, and it still makes me laugh. I still have it upstairs.
I love
Makes
that.
me laugh. I need to bring it down here.
Yeah.
But so that is they both have those exclusive treats. So can you think of anything else, Mandy?
No, nothing that's really exclusive. Characters, treats.
Almost all the rides are open. Almost all the attractions.
Yeah,
It's very
rides,
rare for an
and
attraction
you know
not to
what?
be open.
You can also, I'm not 100% sure about this. I think this is also the case for the Halloween party, but you can book dining reservations for select restaurants.
Yes, you can.
If you choose to. So if you, let's say that you decide to go, but you don't want to just like wander around and eat snacks, you can have a separate reservation. There are special like party dining packages or party dining reservations that you have to make, but you have to have a ticket to the party, obviously, to get those reservations.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about dining reservations in another podcast.
For sure.
Because that's a whole thing. Just know that you can. Like I know people that have eaten at Bell's, at Be Our Guest during the Halloween party, and
we're eating at I have a reservation for Be Our Guest during the Christmas party. I don't know that we'll use it. We have it.
Yeah. So you can absolutely do that. And one little last piece of news that we didn't talk about, and we'll end on this, is that at the Magic Kingdom now, you can get alcohol at all of the sit-down restaurants. All of them. Now, if you're asking, why is that a big deal? Why is that a big deal? Because it used to be that you couldn't get any.
Totally dry park.
It was a completely dry park. It's the way Walt wanted it. He didn't want any alcohol in the parks. I understand why. When you go to Epcot, you'll understand why. So it's a big deal. It's a really big deal that they're now serving alcohol at the restaurants. And they had started to bring that in. You could get wine and beer at Be Our Guest, and the Skipper's Canteen, you could get drinks at the Skipper's Canteen. So they were kind of slowly rolling it in anyway, but now anywhere that's a sit down.
And I think it's just that expectations and times have changed, and now people, especially adults, that they are paying this amount of money for this experience. They expect people to get
a drink.
That's part of a vacation experience.
That's exactly right.
It's limited when you're paying that amount of money. It's just not a thing that people are would let go anymore. It used to be the case where people were like, well, of course not. That's, you don't want to drink the devil's juice at Disney World. But right, but
the devil's juice.
But now people are more,
people are more open and fluid about that. And I think it's important. I think it's really important. And I think it's an important change that Disney has made. I'm really impressed. I never thought they would do it.
I agree.
Because you can get it at any of the other parks. You can get alcohol. I never thought they would do it at the Magic Kingdom. Now you will never see a bar like you see at Animal Kingdom or at Hollywood Studios. You're just never going to see it. But the fact that they're offering it is really nice. And like when I ate at the Skipper Canteen the last time, they have some really good drinks.
Good drinks. Skipper Canteen is real good.
I like Skipper Canteen.
We're going there for lunch specifically because we were like, we had a dinner reservation somewhere else we couldn't make because of some fireworks, something. Like, I guess we'll go to Skipper Canteen. And it's going to be one of our favorite meals. It was so good.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. And you can get really different stuff there. So it's not typical theme park food at all.
No, it's good.
It's good. It's good. But I think that's it. I think we pretty much covered the two big parties at the Magic Kingdom. Plan early, plan to spend money. on
Oh, yeah.
tickets.
Mhm.
And just be aware of that. I
Mhm.
will tell you that they are very fun.
Yeah.
And I personally think they are worth going to.
Mhm.
But I understand that people might not think they're worth going to because of the expense. I get
Sure.
that. I totally get that. And I will tell you that while it is fun, if you don't go, it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want you to feel bad that you maybe can't afford to go or that, it's just not right for this
Right.
trip or
Right.
whatever. That's okay.
Right,
Right?
and
Well, I don't
everybody's
want
got
this is
different
not
circumstances, like,
that's
maybe
exactly
you're just
right.
not looking for that, you've got kids that can't stay up that late,
That's
that
exactly right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It's true. And, we're doing this podcast just to give you the information. What you do with it is up to you. We hope that it's helpful. We hope that you get something out of it. And we hope that maybe you laughed. I don't know. We laughed.
I
We
hope
think
so.
we're funny.
Right,
So
usually.
we're, in my head, we're funny.
Right,
So that's,
exactly.
that's all that matters. So anyway, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can either leave a comment at this podcast, go to thegoofyguy.com, hit that podcast link. It'll take you right to the podcast. You can leave a comment. You can email me at jim@thegoofyguy.com. You can find me on Instagram, The Goofy Guy Blog. You can find me on Twitter, The Goofy Guy Blog. I'm not on Twitter very much, though, anymore. I wasn't on it very much to begin with, but now since Mr. Musk has bought it, I'm really not on it very much. You can find me on Facebook, it's The Goofy Guy, and on YouTube, it's The Goofy Guy. So, and this will also be posted up on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like button and subscribe. Really helps us out. And leave a rating if you would, or at least a comment. Say hi. We'd love to hear from you. So that's how you can get a hold of me. Mandy, if they have questions for you, how can they get a hold of you?
You can just go ahead and reach out to me on Instagram, Mandeye, MANDEYE17.
Yep.
That's about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, short and sweet. So thanks so much for joining us on this fun episode talking about the Disney holiday parties. We really appreciate it. We hope you got something out of it, and we hope you had a good time. And with that, say goodbye, Mandy.
Goodbye, Mandy.
We'll talk to you later. Ah!